Spooky, scary skeletons, turn on that freaking light! I can't see my computer, it's giving me a fright! Spooky, scary skeletons, wish I could just see! There we go. Oh shit! Oh no! It's a movie about Halloween. I'm so sorry, subscribers. Let's try to remain focused. Today, we're going to talk about the movie Hocus Pocus. Oh! Thank you so much. It's that time of year again, the time of spooky, frightening, the fall, the fun, Halloween. For those that don't follow my channel, every year I put out a Halloween special where I discuss a family-friendly spooky movie because... So it's always the decision of what to cover, and I decided I was going to pick one that no one is talking about right now. The Little Vampire. Yeah, remember The Little Vampire? The movie with the kid from Stuart Little and Jerry Maguire that becomes friends with a vampire and his family? Nobody? Nobody remembers that one? Alright, let's just talk about Hocus Pocus instead. Released in 1993, Hocus Pocus has been a Halloween staple for quite a few years now. It stars Bette Midler, Kathy Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker as three witch sisters from the 1600s that return from the dead in the 1990s and try to suck the souls out of children to regain their youth and immortality. Our main characters Max, Danny, Allison, and Kat Thackeray must avoid their evil clutches while hilarity ensues with the three ladies walking around 1993 Salem. With the release of a sequel almost 30 years later, including the three main cast members back, plus Disney embracing them with merch, stage shows, and airing the movie constantly on Disney channels, Hocus Pocus has become one of the biggest phenomenons in recent years, and I'm wondering why. And I want to know why Hocus Pocus is as popular as it is. Is it really that good of a movie, or are we looking at it with orange-colored glasses? See? See what I did there? Because the Halloween colors, orange. So normally when I do this thing, I talk about the story first, but this time I'm going to talk about the characters, and there's a reason behind that. They all intertwine with the story, but who you focus on in the story, I think is what makes or breaks the viewing. When you focus on Max, Danny, and Allison, a bunch of kids that nobody believes that there are witches after them, the story feels more like a Disney Channel movie. You know the type. Kids are stupid, I'm an adult, you're overreacting, get a job, put on a condom, all the standard adult stuff they say. But when you focus on the three Sanderson sisters, the story is one of culture shock with lots of distractions and miscommunication due to them being in a modern world, not to mention it being Halloween where people are dressed up. Honestly, the kid's story is kinda generic, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Max is a new kid in school, bullied for being the new kid, wants to be cool, but doesn't really take much crap. Instead of feeling like a loser, he kinda has a bit of a I'm better than this attitude. Oh, how Zach Morris of you. You scum. Danny is the standard annoying little sister that Max has to save, but she does hold significance with being the first child the Sanderson sisters see, so they want her the most. And Allison is a pretty good love interest that tags along for a journey she wasn't prepared for. And then there's the wild card, Thackeray Binks. Pronounced Thackeray, not Zachary. Good for my friends with speech impediments. A teen from 1600 Salem that after witnessing his sister die at the hands of the Sanderson sisters, gets turned into an immortal cat guarding the black flame candle that would resurrect them. He's played by Disney voice legend Jason Marsden, known for such roles as Kovu and Max Goof.
Thackeray Binks!
Roxanne? There's always some sort of mystical creature in these type of Disney fantasies, and I really like this one. To be cursed with guarding this candle for centuries, living with guilt of not being able to save your sister. He's like the Crusade Knight in The Last Crusade. This is a pretty deep character, and with more time, I would have loved to have seen more of his internal struggle, especially through the years. So mostly these are pretty standard Disney Channel-esque characters. They're relatable, cute, have some funny quips. Again, not a bad thing, but really not as memorable as people make them out to be. And that's where where the witches come in. These three are intoxicating. You are glued to them every time they're on screen, each with their own distinct personalities, looks, not to mention their out-of-this-world chemistry. These three single-handedly are the most memorable thing about this movie. Winifred, played by Bette Midler, being the oldest and leader of the group, fantastic with her comedic timing and can jump from comedy to straight-up evil in the blink of an eye. Then again, I think the real Bette Midler could do that too. Wind beneath my dad! Kathy Najimy as Mary, who takes all of Winifred's orders, always wanting to appease her sister, and is the resident child tracker. We all know Kathy Najimy is comedy gold with her roles in Sister Act and King of the Hill, so this is really no surprise. Then Sarah Jessica Parker as Sarah, the beautiful youngest sister. She plays the part of the dumb one, doesn't really listen, oblivious to everything, feels more like she's tagging along for the ride as opposed to actually being evil in certain regards. That's what makes each of them so great though. They aren't just pure evil entities. I mean, they are, but they do it in a funny way. That comes from the comedy of Culture Shock. That's where I want to discuss the story. Yes, our main plot of Max bringing the witches back to life and needing to stop them from stealing children's souls is the main plot. The time on Max, Danny, and Allison is utilized by trying to talk to unwilling to listen adults and to avoid Billy, the zombie and Winifred's ex-lover that she brings back from the dead to chase the kids. That's when we get to watch the more entertaining portions, at least in my opinion, showing these 1600-era witches walking around modern 1990s America. Funnies ensue. And that's what I believe is most remembered from this movie. Less of Max, Danny, and Allison burning the witches, but the sisters seeing a man in a devil costume and calling him master, thinking some random guy's house is actual hell, being these all-powerful witches but being scared by a small dog. And of course you can't forget the literal spell they put on the adults to make them dance forever. How does Winifred know a song from the 1950s? It doesn't matter. It's fun. That's the biggest thing I can say about this movie. It's fun! Do certain things not make any sense? Sure. Is the story that spectacular? Not really. Do all the jokes hit? Absolutely not. But what I do believe is the two main reasons that this movie is so remembered is atmosphere and the sisters themselves. Of course, the setting of Halloween, you expect things to be quite scary. When you think of Halloween, most people think of this guy. Nice guy. Sends a birthday card to my niece every year. So we as youngins wanted ourselves a Halloween movie that didn't scare the pants off of us, and this is it. It has some scary concepts, witches taking your soul, zombies, a book made of skin with an eyeball, but it's tame compared to true horror movies, and that's staying power. Kids watched this when it first came out and had that perfect Halloween movie feel to it. Not too scary, but with the right amount of spooky atmosphere. So does it deserve the amount of hype that it's gotten over the years? It's a little excessive to me. Does it deserve a sequel? I don't think so. I think it's fine the way it is. Do I understand why it got one? Absolutely. To see these three again and what they could do in a modern new millennium. While I haven't seen the new movie yet, I can see from the trailer it looks like it's about how the sisters got their witch powers, and I don't need to see that. I like them the way that they are, these evil witches with Three Stooges style chemistry. If you haven't seen this one before, give it a watch, but keep in mind, it may not hit you as hard as it would if you grew up with it, yet who knows? The colorful cast of characters may actually put a spell on you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and tell me, do you or do you not like Hocus Pocus? Tell me why in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, or enemies, I guess, and subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, nostalgia lookbacks, and anything else I can come up with. And of course, thanks everybody. All right. Get a lot of that. I didn't use the same joke 3 years in a row.